Let's get more now on the efforts to remove Trump from office. Kate Shaw is our Supreme Court contributor. Kate, good morning. We know some Democrats in Congress are drawing up an article of impeachment. If Speaker Pelosi gets fully behind this, what are the next steps here and how long could it take? Because as we all know, there's not much time.
No, that's right, Dan. And if we remember just this time last year, President Trump was beginning his impeachment trial in the Senate. Those trials typically take several weeks. Proceedings in the House could take weeks or months. But both the House and the Senate actually have a lot of control over the timeline here. So I think it's entirely possible if the House wanted to, it could vote on these articles within a day or two. And so then I think the question is really how fast the Senate wants to act. Right now, the Senate is in recess and not scheduled to come back until the day before inauguration. But Mitch McConnell could easily call his members back. And I think it's just a question of political will. So if the Senate did come back early, they'd have to have an abbreviated trial. But again, it could be a day if they wanted it to.
And
so I think it's really a question of whether there is the will in the Senate to move the ordinary timeline much faster.
I'm so sorry to interrupt you there, but they could conceivably hold the trial in the Senate even after the president has left.
That's exactly right. So it's actually possible to impeach a former official, not just a sitting official. We've done it once before, not with the president, with a cabinet secretary in the 19th century. And I think the reason for that is not obviously to, expel the president from office. The inauguration of Joe Biden will have already done that after January 20th. But impeachment has another potential consequence, which is disqualifying a president from holding future office. So there may well still be a reason to hold a trial and to actually vote to disqualify Trump even after January 20th on the logic that it would prevent him from seeking and obtaining the nomination to run for president again in 2024 or to hold other federal public office.
While we watch and wait to see how this impeachment process unfolds, if it unfolds at all, what are the other legal avenues for removal here for those who are critical of the president? There's a lot of talk, for example, of the 25th Amendment.
Yeah, so I would say there are two potential additional routes, right? One, as you say, is the 25th Amendment, and that's a mechanism in the Constitution that lets the vice president and a majority of the cabinet declare that the president is unable to discharge the powers and duties of the office. And if that happens, the vice president becomes the acting president. There are further proceedings in Congress if the president objects, but all of that takes time, and probably Congress would just run out the clock and Pence would finish the term. And of course, the third lawful possibility would be resignation. And there is some talk of that. And then, of course, also Vice President Mike Pence would become acting president. Then there are questions of pardons that would arise. The vice president could, in theory, pardon President Trump. So I would say that's right. Impeachment, the 25th Amendment, and resignation are the three lawful means by which the president could, in theory, exit office or be, forced from office between now and January 20th.
Yeah, well, this period between now and January 20th could be turbulent, to say the least. Kate Shaw, our Supreme Court contributor, thank you very much for getting up early with us on a Saturday morning.